Hey guys, welcome to a little bit of a different video for us here at Departure Outdoors. Just kind of wanted to do a little video of one of the new vehicles that we just purchased. It's a 2021 Jeep Gladiator Rubicon in firecracker red. So we're really excited about this. Previously, well, I should probably say this is replacing my wife's previous vehicle, which was a Grand Cherokee 4xe, which gave us terrible amount of problems, actually, which is a whole nother story. Maybe I'll do a video on that alone, just to kind of talk about the experience and kind of why we decided to get rid of it. But yeah, basically, so we traded that in, got as much as we could for it, and put it down on this here Jeep Gladiator. And you're probably wondering why we might have done that. We do have a Wrangler, so you know, this is too much different. This is kind of just like a Wrangler with a bed, right, as they say. But yeah, no, we wanted something with different capabilities, but also something that could still kind of match and do some of the things that we did in our Wrangler, because you know, we've kind of really grown into loving off-roading, hitting up these various types of trails and whatnot. It's been a real blast, and we've really enjoyed it. So we kind of want to keep doing it. We want something that we can do some light towing with a lot more confidently than we can with the Wrangler. It only has a max at 3,500 pounds of towing, but the main issue is that the cargo capacity for the 4xe is so bad, or just, I guess, limited compared to something like this, that even if we did, you know, find something that would work for us with that kind of tow capacity, I mean, you know, within the limits of 3,500 pounds, let me shut that on. Most likely we would already be over the max capacity rating for the vehicle. So yeah, that wouldn't really be the best option for any type of towing, really, unless you kind of have to. So the Gladiator would be much better with 7,000 pounds about of max towing. So, and then I mean, in some models you can get 7,500, which is like the max tow package, I think, but that's really for the base models, not the Rubicon. Rubicon has a lot more off-road equipment, so you kind of lose like 500 pounds of that. But yeah, also, so like our Wrangler is very heavy, especially when we load it up. There would be no way we could tow. It also has less fuel capacity because it has a smaller fuel tank, because it's a 4xe, so it has the hybrid battery as well. So a lot of things that just don't make it really great for long distance road trips and towing and overlanding, more or less. If you're familiar with what overlanding is, it's kind of like car camping, where you have like you can have a rooftop tent, or you don't even have to. You can do ground tent as well, but you pretty much bring everything you need to go out for a couple of days, a week, on a weekend, whatever, and just do some camping off-grid, off-road. There's dispersed camping, or even, you know, KOAs and stuff like that. So that's really what we want to kind of get into. We tested it with the Wrangler. We actually had a rooftop tent on it for a little bit, and that was actually been pretty fun. So we really want to do more of that, and so we're hoping that, you know, with the Gladiator now we can get a cap on the back, a topper of some sort, put the rooftop tent on top of that, and have a much better experience, bring our fridge, everything, all our gear, and just have a good time out there. That's the goal anyway, and so we're hoping to really expand into that this year, but we'll see how the weather plays out and everything. But so yeah, now you know why we decided to get the Gladiator, pretty much. We also wanted something, I guess I should mention, that's more reliable. And you're probably thinking, you know, you're going for a Jeep when you want something that's reliable. And yeah, that's kind of not super smart. Probably should have got a Toyota in that regard. But again, like we really enjoy the off-roading aspect, and so if there is like a trail nearby or something like that, we want to be able to do it. And you know, we've had a good experience with our Wranglers, so you know, there's definitely going to be things that are probably going to be a lot less reliable than like a Toyota. And we looked at Tacoma for a little bit, and you know, it really just doesn't quite check all the boxes for us. Not to mention that this being used, it had about 16,000 miles, or 15,000-ish miles, almost 16. It was a lot cheaper than one of the brand new Tacomas. We could have gone for the older ones, but didn't really like the engine, didn't really like the interior. Even the TRD off-roads or TRD Pros are, you know, very expensive compared to what this one was. Yeah, so, you know, we looked at Tacoma, especially the new ones. We really like the new Tacoma, what do you call it, Trail Hunter Edition. Yeah, that one, super nice. Really like everything that's included in that package, but realistically, it's probably, I think, in the 50s, 50, I don't remember exactly, 50, 55, just for the Trail Hunter alone, and then with dealer markups, probably another 20 grand on top of that, at least in Colorado, where these off-road vehicles seem to be really sought after. So yeah, that didn't seem like a good option for us at all, and also the towing's actually worse on that. So yeah, the Gladiator Rubicon seemed like a good fit, and I've always loved Gladiators. I thought they looked really cool. You know, obviously some people, even, you know, Jeep, what you could say, fans, don't quite like it. They think it's, you know, just a weird looking Wrangler, but I kind of appreciate it, and I like the old school Gladiators and the Scramblers. I think they're so cool. So to have a Jeep truck feels like an awesome platform for overlanding, which has been proven through many YouTubers and stuff like that. So yeah, we're really excited about it. So to talk more about the Gladiator itself, yep, so it's got 16,000 miles on it right now, 16,164. So really not bad for 2021. I really like how Jeep has the cluster set up here. It's very nice. I like the actual gauges here, analog gauges. You can you have your range, you know, you can put a compass up there, time. I just like how everything's kind of here and nicely organized. A little mixture of digital with actual analog. So if the screen fails, I can still, you know, drive the vehicle pretty safely, which, I mean, I guess you could do with most vehicles, but like we looked at the newer Ranger and that everything's inside the screen, and I really don't like that at all. So front end, the dash is gonna be typical for Rubicons, whether it's a Wrangler or a Gladiator. But this one does have 4-high. It's got the lockers, obviously, off-road. It's got the auxiliary switches, which is an option. So I just recently put in the 67 designs. Yeah. Mount. So that's been really cool, and I can pretty much add a ton of accessories to that, so that's really nice. You have the standard 8.4-inch Uconnect, which is beautiful. I love this thing. It's super reliable. It just works really well, super smooth. And on the Gladiator, which we don't even have on the Wrangler, we have a front camera with a cleaner. So if I do that, look at that, it cleans it right off. That's so cool. I love it. I did install a front camera myself on the Wrangler, which was kind of a pain, but it turned out to be very, very useful. We used it in Moab, on Poison Spider and fins and things, and the trails, off-road trails, and it was a lifesaver at times. It was really, really cool. I loved it, even though the quality is nothing like this. So, but yeah, you have front and back cameras. You have the off-road pages, which takes a little bit, but is really handy, and it'll be great for towing as well, not just going off-road. So as you can see, you can have your roll, pitch, whether you're in 2-high, 4-high, 4-low, your altitude, GPS coordinates. This is the page I love the most. Just having all your accessory gauges right up here. So your coolant, oil, battery, trans temp, oil temp, everything. Got your drive line. Tells you if the gears are the axles are locked or not. Your sway bar, if it's disconnected or not. Really cool. And you even have your trail cam right there, so pretty cool. And you got Android Auto, and the Apple was a CarPlay, and yeah, so I really dig it. As you can see, I put in some seats. They're not the highest quality, but trying to budget a little bit where I can, get by with some, you know, some basic additions. I did put the little grab handles all around, so that's been nice. Overall, really awesome interior. I love it. It's just a typical Jeep interior that I feel like they really nailed with the design. And then yeah, it's just it's a really nice Gladiator, really good condition. The guy who ordered it initially pretty much ordered it with everything. It seemed like almost every option was ticked. We even have like the not the hot head headliners, the Mopar headliners all around, which honestly, compared to our Wrangler, which doesn't have it, does seem to reduce the outside noise levels down a lot. And on top of that, it does keep it a bit cooler in here, that's for sure. We drove actually all the way to Kansas to pick this up. Anyway, but yeah, no, this is a really good featured Gladiator. A lot of options, like I was saying. We even have a soft bed cover, I guess. I'm not sure. I think that's what roll up bed cover in the back, so that's been nice. It's nice to have. I mean, yeah, I'm probably gonna get rid of it, but yeah, it looks really good. We have the bigger alternator, but that's just come because you have the towing package. We have leather seats, so that's pretty nice. Heated steering wheel. You got your, since we have the safety package, we have the smart cruise control, which is really cool, and really enjoyed that. And I was gonna be sad because some of the other gliders we were looking at didn't have that, and so I was gonna have to get used to that, which is not a big deal. But I've gotten so used to it in the Wrangler that it's kind of just like, oh man, I really don't want to lose that feature. It's so nice. I'm probably forgetting some things. What else we have? Oh, we do have the steel front bumper and the rear bumper. I think the rear just comes standard with the Rubicons, but the front does not, so that's nice to have. I do need to get like a winch and stuff for that, so that will be on the bucket list of things we have to do to get this thing trail ready. It's not going to be our rock crawler. We're not going to be doing like really intense stuff with it. That's not really what our goal is. Our goal with this vehicle is really just to make it an all-around, you know, nice, enjoyable, long-range overlanding vehicle with occasional trails on the side, but nothing like we do with the Wrangler, where we're taking on like level 6 on trails off-road difficulty type trails. And I'm not gonna take this one on Poison Spider, at least not anytime soon. The Wrangler's a lot better suited for that, especially with like the AEV gear that we put on it. It's pretty beefy, so that thing is a beast. So just to talk about characteristics of how it feels to drive this 2021 Jeep Gladiator, in case anybody's interested. It drives really smooth. I would say it drives a lot smoother than our Wrangler, but that could just be because we have AEV lift kit on it, which is not like a Nocta AEV. It's just meant for heavier loads, and it being a 4xe, I wanted to make sure that we got some beefier springs, so we did get like the beefier AEV package, and that one is definitely a bit more stiff of a ride, but at least there's no like sag. You can really load it up, not quite over the gross vehicle weight, or at least close to it, and then everything's, you know, really smooth still. So, and it does great on some of those harder off-road trails, and it just feels heavy duty, so that's nice. But for this one, it's stock, so right now we have the Fox shocks on it, and they're super smooth. It's actually a really nice ride going over bumps and stuff like that stock, and that will work for now. We are considering getting a lift kit here soon, and some new tires. It comes with 33-inch tires, which are actually really nice. They're Falcon Wild Peak AT3Ws, which I think are standard on the Rubicon, so those are actually really good tires, and they drive really nice and quiet on the road. So honestly, those are pretty cool. But most likely I'm going to be looking at just getting some more BFG KO2s, because they've done so well both on and off the road. They've been champions. But yeah, so I'll probably do the KO2s with a lift kit. Right now we're kind of torn. Obviously, like I said, I like AEV a lot, and they build such high quality stuff that it's like hard for me to not want to go that direction. I know there's some other notable ones out there. Another one that we're considering is actually just the Mopar lift, and really just because we want to make sure that this thing is still good for towing. You know, we don't want it to be too lifted in this case, or at least at this time. And that lift kit is about $2,000, so it's not the cheapest, but at least now they switched to Bilstein shocks with the reservoirs. Those are pretty nice, actually, and I've heard good things about it, even though I know, you know, some people just really strongly against getting any of the Mopar stuff, which, I mean, I can see why. It just depends, I think. But for our needs, I think that could be a valid option. It might be something that we actually do. It just depends. And then, yeah, I mean, I don't think I want to do like anything Fox or anything like that. It doesn't seem, it seems like it'll be a little bit too squishy. So something Bilstein related, most likely. I don't know. I mean, you know, like the Falcon shocks are really, really nice. I've seen them. They're so nice. And they even have like air suspension, but that's also really expensive and probably not the most reliable long term. So probably won't do that. And then in terms of other upgrades that we're considering, like I said earlier, we want to get a topper of some sort. Right now we were looking at like the Smart Cap as a potential option, but we're also looking at some other ones like there's a new one here that seems to be coming out that I think I saw on Trail Recon that he got, which is like the OVS Expedition topper for the Jeep Gladiator, and like all the different, bunch of different other trucks. Alucab, I think they're really cool. So one of those, pros and cons to a bunch of them, and also big price differences between a bunch of them. So we'll have to see how it shakes out, but definitely want to do something like that. And so we can put our rooftop tent on top of that, but we can also keep all our gear enclosed, you know, safe, but also protected from dust and all that stuff. I know a lot of people get the actual racks out there, which I actually like them a lot. But again, like I said, like we want it to be, you know, we live in Colorado, it snows a lot, it rains a lot, it's hot. And there's also a lot of theft around the cities and stuff like that, to be honest. And we do want to do like, you know, national parks and stuff like that. So it'd be nice to be able to put bikes or whatever into the back of the bed, lock it up, and not have to worry about it so much. So it would just give us a bit more variety versus the racks, which I could see if you're constantly off the grid, you know, you're always with your vehicle and whatnot, I think that's fine. But for us, we like to hike a lot as well, so we do park the car a lot and then, you know, go away for a long time. So we don't want something where people can just kind of easily access our stuff. So if we could kind of keep it enclosed, locked up, that'd be great. And also dust free and, you know, rain free and snow free and stuff like that. We also want to get like a winch, obviously. Want to get some lights, off-road lights for the front. I mean, I think those are like at least the main things to get us started, and then we should be good. We do have a big trip to Wyoming planned later this year, so that should be really exciting. It's our first time we'll ever hit Yellowstone up, and also Teton National Park, we're going to be hitting that one up as well. We initially planned to do dispersed camping, but kind of scrapped that. My parents are going to be joining us on this trip, so that should be pretty fun. So we wanted to do something a little bit less, just kind of like winging it, which is kind of what dispersed camping is somewhat, especially since we're going in, I think, July time frame, so it's going to be pretty packed. And yeah, we don't kind of want to wing it with, you know, parents and stuff who aren't really super outdoorsy like that, like we are anyway. And we did rent a trailer, so that should be pretty cool. First time towing with this Jeep, and first time towing in general for me. You know, I don't really have a lot of experience with towing really at all, so this should be a really fun experience and a big learning curve for me, but it should be a good time. But yeah, that's pretty much the summary of our Jeep Gladiator. Like I said, it drives great, sounds great, has a lot less power. Obviously we're coming from the 4xe, so you have a lot more horsepower and torque than the Pentastar engine has, which is what's in here, which is, you know, the older V6. It's been around for freaking forever, and Jeep will never give the Gladiator another option, so you kind of have to go with that. But it is, at least to its defense, somewhat reliable because it's been around so long. It's just kind of basic engine, no turbos, nothing like that. So I do like the fact that you know, it's at least tried and tested. It's a known quantity. But yeah, you definitely kind of can feel a difference. There's just a lack of torque and horsepower. Honestly, it's totally fine for me. Like it still drives absolutely amazing. Okay, maybe not. It drives really good. I think it's. I'm a Jeep guy, so you know, you can take that with a grain of sand. But no, it definitely drives good. You know, you can definitely on inclines and stuff, you can tell that it needs to kind of rev a bit more to get you that torque. But it's not a big deal. And yeah, like I said, everything's working totally fine. We haven't quite tested out fully the 4x4 system, so 4 high, 4 low. Kind of tried it in the parking lot. I didn't want to do too much with it because I don't want to break anything, and I also don't want to damage, you know, the road. So I do want to do a quick trip somewhere and really, you know, hit a trail up and just test all the various Rubicon features that come with this vehicle, shake it out a little bit, and give it a go. So that should be coming soon. I'll film that, so that should be pretty cool. Probably gonna wrap it up here. If you have any questions, please just drop it in the comments. I'll be happy to answer whatever I can, and I'll call it a video. So thanks. Nice.
Oh, it's not quite done. Perfect.
Very nice.
Oh yeah, look at that. Wow. Mm.
Hot?
No. Messy.